I think the process went well. Usually, when organizations take a collaborative approach, it extends the time to get it done. But I think the involvement really is key and critical to get key stakeholders, to get the board, to get community involved in what this should look like. And I think the consultant did a really great job of pulling through the things that we wanted as important, of listening to what the vision could be and exploring and expanding our opportunities to say, this is what it could be. So that's what intrigued me about the process, and really reiterating it. How does it sound? How does it feel? Okay, let's tweak that. And getting the key stakeholders involved was a great part of this process that I remember well.
We made sure to get thorough input from all of the important stakeholders in the network, importantly the member organizations, and of course got input from the MAC staff in a number of ways: funding partners, government entity partners, most tangibly in the creation of the vision statement itself, getting down to the final language that we settled on and the ideas therein. That was put together in a board of directors retreat through some intensive work over really a few hours, where each of the board members gave individual thought to elements of the vision.
The genesis being collecting information from many different interested parties and stakeholders is the right way to start something like this, right? So you don't want to start with assumptions about what certain people that are involved are thinking, because you can certainly go off trail with something like that. So to start out with, by collecting information from people who have a stake in the success of MAC and the future of MAC, was a really good way to start. So that went from everyone from members to the board to our staff, and even folks out in the public that kind of knew MAC and even who didn't know MAC. So I was able to conduct a couple of those interviews of folks that I had never met before and ask them about what they thought about MAC, and that was interesting to me too. So I was glad to have those voices involved and to be able to represent those folks in the process.
But what I realized very early in the process that MAC followed to develop their mission was that it went much deeper than a standard vision strategic planning process. We really, at the beginning, we stepped back and we're like, well, wait, what is MAC's purpose? Why does MAC exist in the first place? And from there, we really, it became a highly iterative process, inclusive process. And when I talk about iterative, it was, the gather information, reflect, refine, put it back out, gather information, gather their critiques, reflect, refine, and we just kept doing that at so many different levels of the agency, within the staff, at the board level, with MAC member agencies, with community partners, and just get the information out there, reflect, refine, and put it out again. And so I think in the end we came up with a really thoughtful vision that will carry MAC forward many years into the future.
So I really appreciate the process MAC used to create the strategic framework. And what I really appreciated was the iterations of during the process, and how there was generative conversation with board members and members at large of the network. And then the staff would do a lot of work and they'd bring it back and show it to us. And we would then comment more, and they would elicit other thoughts and come with prepared questions, as well as opportunity for just commentary, and then go back and dig in more. And I felt like I was extremely impressed with the work that the staff team did, And it's a big challenge to focus. And I'm really on MAC's role, what MAC is trying to help members accomplish and what cumulatively members are trying to accomplish in the community. And I was extremely impressed with how this process went in trying to accomplish that and in the results that it achieved.
I believe it was like a year and a half ago. We started on our process for MAC's strategic planning initiative. And within that, baked within that is uncovering both our mission, our vision, value statement, and like where we want to go for the next several years. So within that process, we developed our vision, and that came about through many conversations. And through that, like we were able to percolate up to the top sort of this pretty bold vision for what who MAC is and what we do, that sort of really like just brought up from the members, I think, and all of the folks in our community and key staff who, you know, at MAC were able to bring forth our vision through that sort of process.
Each of the board members had the opportunity for individual thought and brainstorming that was then brought together, reflecting on their view of what kind of future they envisioned for the world, community at large, and neighborhoods that we aspire to. And then additionally, their view on the role of our human service, community-based member organizations in helping to fulfill that vision for community and neighborhoods. We came together on really a compelling, common shared vision for the work together of MAC and the network.